let's get it started here. So we're back. The Seahawks are playing the Rams right now. Obviously, big games.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh, I thought they just do another interception.
No, threw another interception on the 2 point.
Um,
conversion.
big implications for the Niners. I guess it was the 2 point conversion, so it wouldn't have mattered. It wasn't a touchdown. The Seahawks are currently down 2. They got 5 or 6 minutes left in the game. Niners play the Colts on Monday. They just beat the Titans. We'll talk a little bit about all that and maybe more after this. Let's get a beer sponsor from Sacramento's own New Glory.
There you go.
So yeah, this game was like over. It felt like 10 minutes ago. Oh, Darnold hit the Rams player in the head. That's why
He
the
just
ball
hit
flew
another
like that.
D lineman in the head.
Hit him right in the. He like jumped and hit him right in the side of the head, and the ball
Literally.
flew in the air. Darnold has been very unimpressive tonight.
That's big game, Darnold. That's why the Seahawks don't scare me that much in the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah, the Darnold can't win big games narrative is going nowhere after this game.
He's
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
Unless they win. But then they'll win despite him instead of because of him, right?
Yeah, they'll win in spite of him, and that Darnold had a terrible performance. Will still be there. So I don't want to sit here and just give a play-by-play for this game. Did you guys want to talk about the win over the Titans and what maybe some of your overall takeaways were from that game?
Yeah, I turned it off after the Niners went up, I think 31 or 34-10. So I didn't see that little last minute comeback. I don't know how serious it was or wasn't, if they ever were truly threatening, but
No,
yeah.
but the Niners' defense is just leaking oil.
Yeah. So my biggest takeaway is that is what the Niners offense can be at its peak, and that is the style of game that we're going to have to play to be competitive in the play. Elite offense and elite special teams, and that defense can't just be terrible. They can be below average as long as they can force a turnover or two or hold teams out of the red zone. There's got to be something. They got to give us a little juice. And if our offense is elite and our special teams is elite, which has been, well, at least the special teams for sure has been, then I don't see why we can't be a player in the playoffs, and teams should really look out for the Niners. The only team in the NFC that truly scares me is the Rams.
Jason, are they showing the replay of this 1,000 times because they think he threw the ball backwards, which would make it a fumble, and then a Seahawks recovery in the end zone?
Oh my gosh.
I don't have volume on. Oh, the fans are cheering. They ruled that a fumble.
Is that a safety?
No, it'd be a 2-point conversion.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Steven,
Mm-hmm.
they threw like a quick screen to the back who was out wide, and the Rams player like jumped in front of it and it hit him right in the side of the head. But they've been showing this play over and over and over and over. They're doing a replay. Technically, the ball went backwards by about half a yard, hit the player in the head, and just flew and like kind of rolled into the end zone. And Zach Charbonnet just kind of walking over, picked up the ball, handed it to the ref. And because it was technically a fumble and he picked it up in the end zone, it counted as a 2-point conversion. So it's a tie game, 30-30.
That's crazy.
That's insane. I was like, why are they showing this so many times? And I realized they're looking at the throw. It might be backwards. Wow.
What's the time left on the clock?
6 minutes and 18 seconds.
Yeah, and the Seahawks just made a nice stop on the kick return, so they're all juiced up. They got all the momentum.
They got all the juice, but man, do I trust the Rams quarterback in the clutch a lot more than the Seahawks quarterback.
I mean, yeah, Stafford has been known to make some bonehead throws every now and then too, though. But yeah, I agree with you.
Steven, what was your kind of takeaway from the Titans game?
the thing I was most excited about was I predicted the final score to be 37-20, and I almost got it. I think it's
Mm,
37-24. So,
yeah,
um, uh, I honestly didn't get to watch much of the game. I checked in on it when I could, but we had a pretty busy weekend. So I was listening on the radio when I couldn't watch it. It sounded to me like, you know, the Titans are just overmatched. They're just not good. And so the Niners did what they should have done. I don't even know if it's worth getting that disappointed about the defense, at the end, because for one, I saw something like after the fact that there was this fumble that maybe shouldn't have been a fumble or whatever
it was
that
a
was called on.
20-yard fumble.
Yeah. And then also, I'm sure they took their foot off the gas. Now, professional athletes, they shouldn't do that. They should play till the end, all that stuff. But I
Ooh,
take it something big just happened with your guys' reaction.
Stafford threw an incomplete pass, but he got hammered. He was
That might
grabbing
be
his chest. It didn't feel good.
that might have been like a rib injury right there. He got
He
hit
was like
so
dragging
hard.
on the ground.
He's still in the
Yeah,
game, but he doesn't look very comfortable.
I'm sure it didn't feel good. He's okay.
He's not a spring chicken anymore.
No, but
Um,
he's as tough as they come.
for sure. Oh yeah. He's a tough SOB.
3 and out.
Um,
Seahawks are going to get the ball back.
that's
Sorry.
crazy. That's so crazy. Um,
Yeah, he's jogging off the field wincing. He does not feel good. Sorry.
so um, yeah, I mean, I don't feel like there's much to overreact to. It sounded like Pearsall was having a game, even though he didn't get the touchdowns or whatever. But it sounds like he was looking good, and so that's very encouraging. And I think I predicted that too. I was talking about, Ricky's gonna be the X
Yeah,
factor.
yeah.
So I'm happy to be somewhat correct on that. I know he didn't have two touchdowns or the huge game that I thought he could, but that's going to be just gigantic for them going forward. So I mean, I'm feeling good. They did what they should have done. It would have been nice if it was 37-0, of course, um, but yeah, there's no major injuries, right? At least nothing that I've heard of coming out of that game.
Ricky,
Is he
not
missing time
major,
though?
but
Yeah.
he rolled his ankle and re-aggravated his knee.
Um, yeah. So, anyways, I feel like it's what needed to happen happened. They took care of business,
Hmm.
stayed relatively healthy, got some rhythm, got some momentum. Hopefully, they can carry that into Monday night because I think that's going to be a tougher game. Do we know is Mooney playing right now? Is he healthy?
That's a
I
good
don't,
question. I don't know. I know
but
Defoe's coming back off IR.
yeah, I don't know, but I don't think so.
Because if Mooney is healthy, it just feels like Niners with chips on their shoulder, that might want to give it to them on defense, which I don't particularly like between him and Buckner. Um,
Well, Buckner's out too. I
No,
don't.
Buckner's back for this game. It's his
Ah,
first game back.
he probably was like, I'm not missing this one.
Yeah,
If I have to play with crutches, I'll be out there.
yeah. What's interesting too about Mooney and Sauce Gardner, who they obviously traded for. Both guys are big. Both guys are kind of slow, and both guys have long arms, and they're both really good when they can be physical. And but they struggle against guys who are like really fast and elite route runners. And the Niners don't have that guy unless Ricky Pearsall is healthy. But even compromised with Jawan Jennings being kind of slow and Bourne and Robinson, like their secondary matches up really well with our wide receivers. But
I
we can
thought
talk about the
Sauce,
Colts game in a minute.
I thought Sauce was hurt too, but maybe I'm
Oh, I
wrong
don't
about
know.
that.
I haven't paid
Yeah,
much attention to the Colts injury report other than I know Defoe's back.
Sauce tore his Achilles. He's out for the season.
That's what I
No
thought.
way. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
thought he was out for
Oh,
the year. Yeah,
yeah. Torn
but
Achilles.
yeah.
oh my
Sorry, you're right.
gosh.
You were talking about Titans, and I jumped ahead to the Colts already. Um, I I mean, it's nice to see Brock have such a good game.
Yeah, he was
Hopefully he
so
can carry
good.
that. Yeah,
Did you see the scramble?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's just so cocky feeling
Oh,
himself. The little play fake right at the end, and he immediately was like, "Dude, I'm sorry." That the player that he did that to, the linebacker, Cody Barton, he was a Seahawk in 2023 when Purdy was scrambling outside and he started like high stepping, trying to fake him. He was the same linebacker. So that's kind of funny. That dude's probably like, who is this guy? Just like taunting me all the time.
He just hates Barton, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, Purdy was like, I think Purdy had like 2 plays in that game where I was like, oh, that wasn't very good. Everything else was damn near perfect. He was running, he was throwing really well. He hit, if Pearsall didn't have a hip drop tackle on him on the first play of the game that didn't get called, by the way. If he was healthy, the long play that he hit to Pearsall cutting across the middle that kind of broke for like a 40 or 50 yard play, he probably could have scored on that play, but he was compromised. So yeah, my biggest takeaway was kind of what you guys have already said. It was Ricky Pearsall, and it was what the offense can be if he's healthy, because he can stretch the field unlike anyone on the team, at least that's playing, because I think Jordan Watkins and Jacob Cowing are fast enough to stretch the field, but they're not playing. So right now with KB, with Kittle, Bourne, and Robinson, that they're all kind of, I know Kittle's unique, but they're all kind of redundant. They work the middle of the field. They work the intermediate areas. They have no one to like really stretch the field and threaten defenses deep. And to me, that's Ricky Pearsall. He can be that player at least. And if they can get him going and he can be healthy and he can kind of take the top off of defense once in a while, I think that'll open it up for all the guys I just mentioned. Not to mention Christian McCaffrey, who hasn't had a run over 20 yards this season. And one of those reasons is because every time he gets through the D line, he's getting hit by everybody else because they're all near the line of scrimmage because the Niners don't threaten deep. So if they can get Pearsall healthy and he can really start to stretch and threaten the deeper parts of the field, this Niners offense could be the best in the NFL come postseason. They need to get Ricky healthy, and I don't think they're going to do what we want them to do in the postseason without a healthy Ricky.
Yeah, I can see that.
I will also say one other takeaway I had was that Tony Pollard still has juice. It sucks that he's on the Titans. If he was a Niner, dude, he would cook. He's still explosive. He's fast. He was beating the Niners to the edge. He was ripping off runs. Like, I was watching that game like, man, Tony Pollard is still really good. It sucks that he's just kind of in obscurity out there in Tennessee, but he was really impressive, and he was still fun to watch.
So you mentioned McCaffrey. I was checking out his numbers the other day, and it looks like he needs to average 60 receiving yards a game for the next 3 games to get 1,000 receiving yards. He's a lot closer on the rushing yards. I think he's at like 920 something right now. Do you think he gets there? Do you think he gets the 1,000?
I do, because I think Kyle is going to help him get there.
You do? You think he's going to make him a featured part of the passing game? Okay.
Well, yeah. I'm not any more than he already does. You know, I will say Mac Jones is kind of a dink and dunk, dump it off guy.
Yep.
If he was playing quarterback right now, I'd say he's probably already there.
Yep.
Whereas Brock is looking for 20, 25, 30-yard chunk plays. So that might hurt, but Brock is at his best. Oh my gosh. Huge play from the Rams.
Yeah,
But the
right.
Seahawks did nothing. I kind of wasn't paying attention. They just went 3 and out or something.
Yep, there's a flag though.
Yeah, so the Rams are threatening to get in field goal position.
But you made the same point that I was going to make, is that I think of all things, Brock coming back hurts McCaffrey's receiving production.
Yeah, a little bit. In theory, it should help his running production if he can, like I was saying, if they can start hitting Ricky down the field and back the defenses up a little bit, it should help running. Yeah, I mean, and Chasen, you were talking about the comeback a little bit. I mean, the defense got pretty leaky. They made mistakes like they always do, but I was listening to one of the Niner shows I listen to, and this guy said something that I really agree with, and he basically said that the Niners' recipe to win for the remainder of the season, regular or postseason, is the offense has to score 4 touchdowns and the defense needs 1 turnover. And if they can do that in every game, they can beat anybody. I thought, yeah, I think I agree with that. That's the recipe because the Niners are going to give up 20 plus points a game probably. But if the offense can score 28 plus and get a turnover on defense, like they can beat anybody, including both these teams playing tonight.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right, so the Rams are driving right now. There's another flag. What was that, holding? Oh, yeah.
Seahawks need to hold him to a field goal here, and although I don't think that Sam's going to be able to lead a
Hey,
drive.
last week, the Colts kicked that last-minute field goal, and he got him back in field goal position.
That's true.
And it looks like, I mean, right now we're kind of flirting with overtime here. There's 2.5 minutes left. Rams got the ball. I don't know where they are on the field.
They're past the 50. They're almost on the 40.
They're on the Seahawks 41. So, yeah, all right. So for this Colts game coming up, does Phillip Rivers have any chance of beating the Niners, or are they going to be able to sell out to stop Jonathan Taylor? I hope so, because I got a big fantasy matchup, and I need Jonathan Taylor to go absolutely nowhere this weekend.
I think Phillip Rivers has a chance. I watched him of the Seahawks game, and he really was just dinking and dunking. So, like, I think the key to the game is going to be, like, wrapping up and making tackles, not letting any yak pass. I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to be airing it out down the field, even though our pass rush is very weak and there could be opportunities to air it out. I just don't think he's looking to do that. I don't know if he has the arm to do that. So I think it's going to be a heavy run attack, heavy dink and dunk. We're going to play the Jimmy Garoppolo op style kind of offense or manage the game. So as long as we can sell out and stop the run to the best of our ability, and our offense can put up touchdowns where they settle for field goals, et cetera, I think they should win. But I wouldn't say I feel like super confident. I feel pretty confident, but not super confident.
I know
Like
Tatum Bethune's coming back. They'll need him.
that'll help, assuming he's like healthy and how he was playing before. I mean, I feel like they have to sell out to stop the run because they have not shown the ability to do it otherwise. I hope they can do it if they sell out to do it, but if they sell out to do it and they're not able to, then it's going to be a long night. Um, I feel like the Colts defense is good enough that the Niners aren't going to be able to just have their way. Like they're going to have to be on their game, the offense that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect the Niners to win. I feel like they're the better team, and honestly, I think that Phillip Rivers, like, I feel like last week was a lot of adrenaline, coming back first game. I feel like it's going to be more difficult for him in this second game. And I don't know. I feel like he is probably going to be, making some mistakes, even if it's not an interception, missing a read or too slow to react to something or whatever, like I feel like there's just going to be things that may not show up so much on the stat sheet, but it'll be a 3-and-out where he could have had an easy completion and picked up the third down or something like that.
They missed it.
So
He missed.
The Rams
Rams?
just missed their go-ahead field goal.
And the Seahawks have great field position with 2 minutes.
Yeah, that means good field position. Yeah.
They need like what, 2 first downs, 3 first downs to be in field goal range.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they don't want to kick a 55-yarder, but yeah, 20 yards in there in long range. The other thing about having Rivers and being an old, slow quarterback is, because you mentioned him missing reads or being late to reads, he could be too early. He could start getting antsy and throw the ball before the play is developed. So the Niners need to put 8-9 guys in the box. Get Tatum Bethune and Kendricks on the field with D Winters, sideline to sideline, fill the gaps. Do not let Johnny Taylor get loose, because that's the only way the Colts can win this game is if they just run over the Niners. And yeah, the Colts defense is tough. Man, that sucks about Sauce. I didn't know that. So they traded 2-1s for Sauce. He's out for the season. The Packers trade 2-1s for Micah. He's out for the season.
Yep.
Ouch. That sucks. Yeah, we'll see what Jake Brendel and Dom Pooney and Spencer can do against Buckner though. That especially with Buckner's height and his long arms and Purdy's height, that Buckner's going to be ferocious out there. I just know it.
Well, I mean, that would tell you that what they should do is move him around. I mean, you just saw how well he was scrambling. The toes obviously feeling better. So, get him outside the pocket and make the Colts defense move, and that's what conventional wisdom would tell you. I mean, who knows? Maybe they've got something else for him. But if the Niners offense can do what they need to do for the Niners to win the game and they can score some points early, that will also help stop Jonathan Taylor. Like if they can get the Colts behind early, that will neutralize him. So it's all on the offense, which we've been saying that for a long time, right? But it seems like it's
going to be
becoming
like that
more
all
and
year.
more apparent. Yeah.
You guys have seen the Harry Potter movies, right?
Oh yeah.
You know the cloak that Harry Potter has that he puts on, turns him invisible?
Cloak.
The Niners need like a 6'9" version of that they could throw over Buckner and sneak him on the plane and take him home.
That'd be awesome.
We got a jersey for him ready to go too. You won't even have to. They won't have to make. Oh, Sam.
Sam Darnold, bro.
What did he just do?
He
just took like a 10-yard sack on 2nd and 8.
Well, headlights. Oh, buddy.
Playing for overtime.
You had this game.
Yeah, I mean that it's going to be like 3rd and 17.
Yeah.
So what's your guys' prediction for the game? Do the Niners blow them out, or do you think the Colts manage to keep it close?
I think it's going to be frustratingly close, but Jason, you can go ahead and give your prediction.
No, I agree. I think it's going to be frustratingly close. I'm going to go Niners 24-20.
Wow.
I mean, honestly, what I had in my head was Niners 23-17. So I'm like right there.
I don't think it's going to be close. I'll take the Niners like 31-13.
I sure hope you're right.
I know the Niners defense is not good. But Phillip Rivers is I just don't know what they're going to do on offense. It's like obviously you want to give the ball to Taylor, but obviously the Niners know that. So why is Jonathan Taylor going to have 20 carries for 130 yards? Or do the Niners just suck that bad? Or
we're about to find out.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that. I like to think they can figure out a way to slow him down and force Rivers to complete passes on 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 7. So, and I think the offense, even if they start slow, if the Colts come out and they're fighting hard and it's like 10-10 at halftime, and then the Niners just pour it on in the second half, and next thing you know, it's a 21-point win.
I sure hope we're right.
Let me check my phone real quick because I thought I had like 1 or 2 topics written down that I might want to ask you guys.
Which injury guys are coming back? Is Pearsall, did he practice today? Is he going to play?
He did not practice. It sounds like he's not as injured as he was like the first time. He just kind of re-aggravated some stuff and he's going to be okay. But he's not practicing this week, and Kyle's optimistic he'll play.
Okay.
I think Sam Okawanu is coming back. I think Tatum Bethune is coming back. And I think, what's the other defensive lineman who was supposed to come back?
I know who you're talking
Gross
about.
Matos.
Name either.
Oh, okay.
I think Gross Matos might be coming back.
I mean, that could be huge, having just the bodies, right? Just adding some depth to the D-line in this game would be big.
Huge catch by Puka Nacua. That speaking of defensive linemen, there was one thing I had written down. The Dolphins cut Matthew Judon. Do you think the
Oh,
49ers should bring him in for some
I
depth?
don't know. He's pretty dang old at this point, isn't he?
Yeah. He's 33. He has no sacks this season. I don't know how many games he's played. For all I know, he has no sacks. He's played 4 games. But he's a guy who plays defensive line. The Niners don't have very many of those.
I'd say probably no. Too
No.
old.
All right. Well,
he's
anything else you guys want to touch on?
he's destined to go back to the Patriots, end his career there, be part of this last playoff run. I think that's where he started, or at least it's where he, had some good years.
He started on the Ravens, but then went to the Patriots on like a huge payday, and it was one of those weird, huge paydays that actually paid off, and he got even better on the Patriots.
Yeah, I think they signed him as a free agent after his tenure in Baltimore. Did he catch that? He did. So the Rams are at their own 48, 49, 48. Seahawk player injured, 3rd and inches.
He's not looking good either.
53 seconds left.
And
Yeah, he came down pretty hard. That did not look pleasant.
he looked like he was.
If things break right, which obviously if the Seahawks could somehow pull this off tonight, that's part of things breaking right. But if things break right for the Niners, they don't have to play another game outside of Levi's after this Monday.
Correct.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, if they win out.
Yeah, right.
And
right.
they get the 1 seed, obviously. And then the other aspect is like, let's say they don't. The Rams are kind of cruising right now. They kick a game-winning field goal. I'm pretty sure the Niners will. I don't know if they will tonight or if it won't happen until they play. But the Niners can leap the Seahawks from the 6th seed to the 5th seed, which means they're going to play probably Tampa Bay in round 1, the NFC South winner, which will be, I think every wild card team wants that NFC South winner because they just look so sorry right now. So, and then after that, they probably reseed and end up with the Rams, assuming. Yeah, I think they'd probably get the Rams after that.
I don't know, because if things turn out where the Rams get the 1 seed, I think the winner of the North will get the 2 seed and the Eagles will get the 3 seed, right? So if things turn out that way and the Niners somehow end up with the 5th seed, I bet you that means the Seahawks are the 6th seed.
Yeah.
And the second place team in the North is the 7th seed, whether it's the Packers or the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In that scenario, Seahawks going to Philly, I think the Seahawks can beat them.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, and so if that's the case, then they're the lowest seed that wins. Like, it could be that the Niners win as the 5 seed and
And the
the
Seahawks win as the 6th seed.
Seahawks win as the 6th seed. So in that scenario, would we say the 2 seed was going to be the winner of the North? That would mean that the 2 seed would get their division rival. So I mean, there's a real chance, like depending on how this shakes out, that the wild card round in the NFC could have the 5, 6, 7 seed win, which would be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So then the Niners, if in that scenario, the Niners would host, I think, like the Bears or something.
the Niners would
Or they
host the
could.
Seahawks. If the 5, 6, 7 win, the Niners would host the Seahawks, because the 7 seed would be whoever is second place in the North, and they would be going to the Rams.
Yeah. That's interesting. The Rams just don't want to catch footballs right now for some reason.
Well, that's good. I like that.
It's
Are
3rd
they
and
out
10.
in field goal range? I can't tell.
I don't think they've. Oh, I don't know. Have they even moved the ball?
Yeah, they had the big Nakua catch, then they had another first down conversion.
After it was 3rd and inches, though, they converted that. Obviously, it's now 3rd down again.
I think they're at the 50-yard line or near Yeah, they are.
They're still at their own 49, so no, they're not in field goal range.
How much time now?
Incomplete, 4th and 10, 49 seconds. They have to punt.
Yeah, they have to punt.
All right, so Sam gets another chance to be the hero, huh?
I
Come on,
bet you
Sam.
run the ball and go to overtime.
Then you just lose in overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, this is the Rams are going to be sick.
Yep.
Sick if they lose this game.
And you know what would make it extra sweet if the Hawks can pull this off is the Rams have a cupcake schedule. They play the Falcons and the Cardinals. The Seahawks at least play the Panthers, who are still fighting to try to win the NFC South, and they can be scrappy. They beat the Rams, and then they play the Niners. So we need to see.
The Rams get to coast. Like this is the second part of their gauntlet. They had to play the Lions and then on short rest go to Seattle. If they win these two games, they kind of deserve to be the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the Niners just need a Rams loss. That's it. Even if the Rams win this game, they need the Rams to lose to the Falcons or the Cardinals, which is highly unlikely. That's why this game was kind of circled for Niner fans, because the Seahawks are the best team left on the Rams schedule, and they give the Niners the best opportunity to get the 1 seed if they can win this game. But if I know, like I've said before, if Niners, Rams, Seahawks all finish 13-4, Niners get the 1 seed. Wow, the Rams, Darnold spiked the ball, and the D lineman tried to slide under the center's legs to try and catch it.
Why did he spike it?
Well,
they had a. Nick Eamon got hurt. That dude's so good.
The Seahawks have had a lot of injuries in this game. Rams had
the Seahawks. Sorry, the Seahawks had a big first down.
Oh, okay.
And then they ran up to the ball and spiked it to make it 2nd and 10.
Is it like 30 more yards to be in field goal range?
So are they out of timeouts, or are they trying to keep their one just in case?
Oh my! It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Darnold just got eaten up by the D line.
Darnold threw the splits right there.
Yeah, he almost tore a groin. Yeah, they're letting the clock tick. Sam's walking up the field, so we're getting overtime.
Yeah. Dude, Sam. I never throw the ball.
All right, yeah, we can call it there. Unless there's anything else you guys want to touch on before this game end. Any I don't know. We already did game predictions, so yeah. Was there anything else?
Question for you, since we're getting overtime. If this game ends in a tie, does that help?
Oh.
Does that help or hurt the Niners? Because
I have no idea.
Because then neither team suffers a loss.
I don't know.
I think it hurts the Niners because the Packers had the division lead over the Bears because they had one less loss, not because they had one more win.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But if it ends in a tie, well, the Rams already have 11 wins. So the best the Niners can do is win 13 games. And if the Rams win out after a tie, they'd have 13 games, so they'd have one fewer loss. So, yeah, we just need the Seahawks to win.
Yeah, a tie. I mean, a tie might get the Niners the 5th seed if they can win out, but it wouldn't get them the 1 seed.
It's funny that it's even 30-30 because Stafford has been playing awesome. He has over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, playing so good. And Sam Darnold is playing terrible. He can't find anyone open. And somehow this game is 30-30.
That's crazy.
It is.
All right. Well, I'll call it so we can focus on the game. I'll go put it on the radio or something while I'm waiting for Maddie to get done here.
I think the Seahawks won the toss, so they should be getting the ball.
Jackson
Actually, I don't know. I can't tell who deferred, who accepted, but the Seahawks won the toss. All right. We'll see how this one goes.
Talk to you later.
See ya.
All right, go Niners.
Go Niners.